Coming out here and being able to forget about all the daily stresses that we think about every day, it's nothing more peaceful, more serene than just coming out and enjoying the peace and quiet of nature. Even though nature is constant music, man, like if you put a rhythm to nature, it sounds pretty good. If you put a beat to it, you can make something out of it, man. So I really encourage everyone to come out, clear your minds, clear some of that stress off your heart, go back home, tell your family to come out with you next time. Just enjoy the world, explore. Lucky because of Marine Corps, I got to explore a little bit of the world and got to see some things. And then let me know there's way more out here that can be offered by human beings in general. And the first step is getting out the house. Hey, yo, what's going on, man? It's your boy over here with Blood Stripe Fishing. Once again, this is CJ. Some of y'all know me as buyers, and the reason you might is because we're Marines. It's the main reason I'm doing this channel. I want to reach out to all my Marine Corps buddies. All y'all feel like y'all want to invite me out. I'll come visit you, see what you got going on, explore your local lake, and we'll check it out, hopefully on a kayak, because that's what I'm doing right now. For the past few months, that's all I've been putting my energy into when I got some free time is going kayak fishing. So it's a few things on here that I want to show you once I get it down off of the car, and I'll show you how I came along over the past couple of months, developing everything that I like to do when I get out here on this water. Today we are out here at Lake Mebane Graham in North Carolina, and it's one of the best lakes, especially because of the launch that they have for kayaks. So join us. Feel free to like, subscribe to the channel. Again, that's Blood Stripe Fishing. See y'all out there. Now I got everything off of the car. I can come over to the side of the bank and get everything set up for getting out there on the water. So first thing I gotta do is take my rods out of the secure position that I had them in for stowing on travel and get them set up to get ready to go into these beautiful PVC do-it-yourself mod I did for my rod holders. And you'll see how they go in just a second. It took no time to do it, just 2-inch pipe. Get everything fitted right and you're on your way. So now we're at a position where I want to install these do-it-yourself rod holders that I made. Basically, I had to melt down the 2 inches into about 1/4, 1.5 inches into fit in order to fit it into the diameter of the old fishing rod holders. They're kind of out the way, you had to reach far back and low, it didn't really add up. So I came up with this after watching a few fellow YouTubers, and here's what I got for a 4 rod holder solution. There's a rod holder. So basically, twist one in position. Once it's nice and locked in, grab the other one, come over, insert that one in the position, and then lock them in. After you got that going on, you should be good to go. Sometimes you might have to twist it down to get your fitting. If you want a little lower, twist it in real good. But other than that, nice and fit, nice and snug, and you're on your way. So I do mine in order of which ones I like to use first. So typically, I'm not doing cat rod too much unless I know the lake is hitting hard on cats. So I'll put it towards the back. This is just my favorite rod because it's what I started out with. I got this about 3.5 months ago and it always hits good. It always gets good bite, good fish. I love it. It's a proficiency actually. It's one of the models made by a local fisherman and I decided to pick it up because it's in Walmart and Academy. And it's actually pretty affordable. Got a bait caster for bass fishing. Put any kind of rig I want to on there. And I got my Zebco for drop shots. Now that, I will say, is a favorite. Zebco is real good fish rod, real good fish rod. All right, a little sense of security by wrapping these around. Ain't gonna do nothing but hold it in place in case somehow, some way it slips out. Everything all secure. All right? No matter what, when you're going out, whatever you're doing, make sure you're safe. I could swim pretty good. I got qualified pretty high while I was in the Marine Corps. And I still make sure I take out my personal flotation device. So y'all do the same thing. Always be safe, be smart. All right, so I just want to let y'all know, if you come out to Lake Mevin Graham, they have one of the best launches for kayaks that I've been on, as far as the North Carolina area. That's all I can really speak on. But man, if you look at this thing, it gives you everything you need: support, stability. You get on nice and comfortably and push yourself off in a good way while you're well balanced. There's nothing more you can really ask for. You don't have to scrape across gravel or anything like that. Nice wheels to get you out on the water. So I really appreciate it. Thank you very much to Lake Graham, Mevin. I appreciate it. Cool. So man, I love coming out here because every time I come out here, number one, first thing I do is thank God for just having the ability to come out here. Like, you can't really put it past that. You have to put the thanks where it's due. And it's a lot of things that we take for granted that happen every day that we're blessed with. So I'm thankful. Thank you very much, God. I appreciate it. And then there's just peace out here, man. Like, yeah, and then all to all my Marine Corps buddies out there, like, when I say I don't think about those things that I dream about, as soon as I get out here, like, it goes away. Everything just hush, just quiet instantly. Hopefully it's some meme I can find. I'm gonna throw it in right here. Like, seriously, everything shuts up and everything is just focused on relaxing, man, and letting everything else go. I ain't used to like fishing when I was a young boy, but now I got worries and I got stress and I got all this other life stuff that every other adult deals with. This is one of the places where I let it all go. And hopefully along the way I catch a few fish, and you'll see this big smile on my face and it helps to understand why. But other than that, we're gonna get out here and get to casting. All right, so one of the worst parts about kayaking, kayak fishing in particular, is having to restring anything on the fly. It's not cool. The main reason is because you don't have much room to maneuver around as much as you'd like to, not as much elbow room, you know. But for the most part, you can get it done. Just a little bit more tedious. Don't feel ashamed or like I ain't going fishing no more because I ain't got time to be doing this, that, and this, that. That's part of clearing your head. Like, that's all a part of it. Just taking time to focus on something that ain't your issues at home. Anything to get you separated from that is better, in my opinion. So just take some time out, get out here, have some fun, be confident in what you can do. Don't worry about what your friends can do, how much better they are doing A, B, or C. Just have fun. And then when you catch up to them and start doing better than them, talk trash. That's all I do. My brother took me fishing for the first time when I came down to North Carolina. He got a show, it's called Go and Get It Fishing Show. Go and Get It Fishing Show. So he kind of inspired me to go ahead and get into fishing first of all and really see what it had to offer me. And after a while, I was like, man, this seemed like something cool that I should be showing people and give them opportunity to get some stress off of their back. So as I took the time to learn everything that it takes to really get into fishing and everything like that, I realized it's something I wanted to do. So now I'm sitting out here on the water about 3 months and some change later by myself. Don't got my boys with me, and I just like to do it for the fact I get to change pace from normal life stress. So now don't know if you was watching, but I tied a pretty decent knot here. It ain't going nowhere, it ain't nothing special, but all in all, it's done. And everything I wanted to accomplish is accomplished. Took some time to get here, but I'm here. All right, now we got that all fixed up. For all those who kind of got question marks on how exactly you should be using these or anything like that, first of all, I'm a rookie. So tie mine on. Apparently it's supposed to hang 90 degrees. I got that going on pretty good. And we're nice and snug, pulling nice and tight. My tag line ain't going nowhere, so that's nice and secure. So from there, you need a little bit of action on here. By action, I mean something that gives a little bit more traction to say, hey, I'm a fish, come get me, or anything like that. So I like to clear out my hook a little bit. And for now, I just go with these small swimmers by Big Bite. It's pretty good. Gets me where I need to go. And like I said, right now I'm just learning, so I'm just testing things out. For this, I'm going to thread up a little bit towards the center of the belly before I start coming up and out of it, to try to give it that natural presentation. And I'll go ahead and push it all the way up. And if you look at it, you got a nice straight jack right there. The hook coming out pretty good. You rotate everything over. You got a nice attractive little thing for a bass to go and get. And I'm hoping we go and hit something with this here. This is probably about the second time I'm using this one with the rattler, so it should be pretty interesting. If you want to cast out, we're gonna have a good time. Got a little bit of feed. Now we want to head over to this side of the lake. This last time I was here, we had a pretty crazy experience. Like, I've never hooked any fish 4 times in a row, the same fish. I've never hooked it 4 times in a row. Did not get it aboard the boat. Got it real close a couple times, and it's like he's teasing me. Just snatched out and be on the way. So hoping that I can get back here and I can catch me a bass, because like officially, not on no, oh, you know, I caught a little bass, a little something. Nah, I want to catch a real bass. I want to catch something and be like, yeah. Yeah, so my wife went out and she went and got me a bait caster. Should be here hopefully next week. And in my opinion, she got the right thing, because this right here is a bait caster. It's by H2OX. It's good, it does the job pretty good. Once you learn how to use it, learn how to balance your weight, then it's a pretty good bait caster. I'm not mad at it at all. The only thing that I don't understand is why, as a right-handed person who casts with his right hand, would I ever switch over to my left hand to crank and reel with my right? That doesn't seem like it's a right-handed caster at all. If anything, I want my right hand to hold control, throw everything, and just reel in with my left hand. That would make more sense to me, but they sell them different, they sell them backwards. Wife got me one, I'm happy with it. So we'll take what we got now and test them all out. So real quick tip for anybody who's just getting into it. When you first getting your bait caster set up, you got your cast on there. First thing you want to do is raise it up to a top about 45 to 90 degree angle, and then let the string go. If the string doesn't fall, then it's too daggone heavy. If it does fall, you need to tighten it up some until it gives a nice gradual fall till it hits the water and your spool doesn't bird's nest. Then, and only then, should you start casting. If you're just getting started out, I would set my break to a nice even 8 or 9 and have fun and go from there. All right. Oh. I normally get here during early hours. The sun's normally not right here. So I'm thinking my spot might not be a good spot right now, or at this time because of shade somewhere else. So a little hurt. I was hoping to catch that one bass that I lost last time, I'll be honest with you. here for 2.5 hours, a little bit more. And I've cast like 60 times and I ain't catch nothing. I got a couple bites, but I think that the jig that I was using was not quite adequate for the small fish. It was made to go against bigger fish, so it's been kind of fun. But all in all, I'm actually falling more and more in love with kayak fishing. The more that I do it, the more I find out about it. I am having a good old time, so I'm grateful. One of the main things that I think anybody just getting into kayaking, period, you should get comfortable. You should find a way to get comfortable on your particular kayak. For me, this is one of the lower end kayaks. It only costs about $350 to $400, depending on where you get it from. Got mine from Academy. It was $379, I believe. Price-wise, is great. It does everything that I need to do. It comes with 2 fishing rod holders that, in my opinion, are not in a convenient location. So I did a little bit of research on YouTube and found a few ways to make my own holder. I showed you earlier, now I'm showing you the functionality. Instead of just having the 2 rod holders here at an awkward position, I now have 4 very accessible rod holders. And I can also substitute and put a GoPro mount on there. If I could pull it out pretty quickly. So just to say I have my GoPro selfie stick, I extend it out. I want another view of myself. And it's already set up, it's all good to go. I don't need any extra accessories. It's not gonna fall out of there randomly, jump out of there randomly. It's already good to go. And that's just a view for myself. From one of the kind of an area view, I have rods here now, but I could, put it up there to get the scenery, everything looking pretty good. So for my own individual purposes, I find the do-it-yourself rod holders to be very convenient, and they allow me to do way more than just hold my fishing rods. All right, so the next thing that I think is important for any person on a kayak fishing is to have a fishing rod holder in front of you that is very much so within reach. This will help you when you're redoing your lures. When you're fishing, you catch something, you can set it up there while you're trying to get your your hook outside of his mouth. It's a lot of convenient ways. You just set it down while you're paddling right quick, easily pick up, go back to casting. So I would definitely recommend everybody get some kind of fishing rod holder in front of you, not just the standard ones that come with it. For me, I needed something to hold my video device, whether it be a GoPro or right now I have my Galaxy Z Fold using as my front camera, and I have my GoPro on my chest. So mounts for your cameras are very important. As we go forward, I'm gonna show you a couple other positions where I plan to install mounts for my kayak right now or in the future. It also has my phone holder also came with another cup holder because I do like to have something to drink on board. I typically have a cooler, which I don't have out with me today. I decided to come out real quick, but I like to have a cup holder. So this in particular mount is using the space in which I would use. So I decided to get one that came with a double. So I would recommend that if anybody likes to stay hydrated. It gets pretty hot out here. So do what you can to make sure you have some nice cool water on board with you. The effects of the weather are very, very serious. So take precautions, stay safe, stay hydrated. All right, so the next thing that we have going on that I think is a necessary addition, if you're not the kind of person who just likes to put your paddle inside of this little rope. This little rope is pretty secure. It comes with the boat standard, and it does pretty well. However, I like a little bit more security. I like to transport mine on top of my vehicle. So a lot of times the wind will knock it off and it kind of dangles around, does whatever it's going to do. I like to secure it a little bit better, so I decided to put mine on the outside for transport when going home. For the most part, you can always just grab it, slap it in here with no real issue. Apparently, I'm having some. And it stays pretty secure no matter what. And that suffices for me, but traveling wise, I think you're needing a little bit more security. So go for a paddle mount as well. So I think the next thing that most kayakers don't even think about is the platform on which you sit. So being as though I'm a fisher, I think that I should be higher, if not even with the boat, able to see out further, see what I got going on. When you first get the boat, it comes with a padded seat that sits inside. the kayak itself. It doesn't really feel like you are a part of the boat, like you are out really in nature fishing. You don't really feel as much exposed to the elements. When you raise your seats, number one, the biggest convenience is that you get yourself a little pocket where you can put a little bit of the gear that you might use, might want a quick access, gives you another cubby hole. But besides that, it's the ability to sit up and be able to actually see a little bit farther. I made mine myself, did a couple adjustments so it sits perfect for me. I don't have any real complaints about it, aside from the bar that's going across the back of my lower back. It kind of hurts after you've been out for a little while, but that's, comes with the territory. So aside from that, on my mod, it's just 2 steel bars that go across the boat itself. And I just set my doggone boat on top of it, and everything works pretty good. From time to time, because of the boat design itself, I can feel a little bit of a tipping sensation, but if I just relax and let the boat do its thing, it settle right back down and everything's pretty good. There are a few things about this boat that I think let you know that it's a lower end boat. One of those things being the ability to stand or not. So when you get a higher end boat, you get more area in which you can stand and relax. So the one thing that I notice about these kayaks that are kind of lower end or anything like that is that you don't always get the best stability. So by stability, I mean literally the ability to just sit down in the kayak and not do what I'm doing now. So if I move too far left or right, you'll see the whole kayak, you see all my gear is all just all over the place. And if you had more sturdiness, more stability, you'll be able to do things such as stand up. So I'm going to attempt to stand up to show the stability of this kayak, and wish me luck because I got all my stuff on here. So just take it nice and slow. You see how tippy it is. No matter what, it's just not made for it. No matter what I try to do. So that's the tip number 1. And try it again. Nice and slow. Center of gravity. Was that a fish? Oh, that was my things. Anyways, so this is about as good as we could get it. It's kind of stable, but I can't fish. I couldn't do anything, especially with weights coming through. It's as good as it gets. Cool. So it can do it, not in the most comfortable way or in the most comfortable way. So I definitely recommend shopping up. You don't have to go to $1,000 or anything crazy. There are plenty of kayak platforms that are under $1,000. Specifically, I want to mention that you'll see on this channel pretty soon is Perception Outlaw. That's one that I believe is pretty good for any beginner or intermediate angler. So yeah, that's a stand-up test. Like I said earlier, it was out here for now it's been about 3 hours, 3.5 hours. I think it's about time to go ahead and start bringing her in. Sun's pretty high, been casting all day. Haven't been getting many hits on the fish finder, so at a minimum, I'm glad to have had the chance to show you all exactly what I'm doing out here, how peaceful it is, and I would recommend you go get you some. It's definitely one thing that can clear your head if you're having a rough day, rough time, rough week, whatever you got going on. Just bring yourself out here and have fun. Let go all that stuff. So thank you for hanging with me. Thank you for kicking with me. As always, hey yo, I'll talk to you later.